Good morning, dear students. This is Sudhi Shukla. Hope you are well. Let's start our discussion for the topic Vsat, that is very small aperture terminal. Very small aperture terminal, that is Vsat. Very small aperture terminal. So Vsat, this Vsat stands for very small aperture terminal. In satellite communication, the development and technology has allowed data and voice communication cost effective for a broader range of users. In Vsat, the Earth station antenna size is typically less than 2.4 meter in diameter. The antenna size in this Vsat. Of Vsat, the Earth station antenna size is typically this 2.4, and the trend is toward even smaller dishes not more than 1.5 in diameter. So let's start or go for this Vsat structures. Vsat structures. So the basic structure of a Vsat network. Let me draw a figure first of all. After it all, we will start our discussion. This we are assuming to be a satellite, and here I am assuming Earth station, and this is assumed to be a hub. This is Vsat network. So this is the basic structure of Vsat network. A Vsat consists of two parts: a transceiver that is placed outdoor in a direct line of sight and to the satellite, and a device that is placed indoor to interface the entrance receiver with the end of a communications device such as PC. The transceiver receives or sends a signal to a satellite transponder in the sky, and the satellite sends and receives signals from a ground station's computer that acts as a hub for the system. Dear students, in this, each end user is interconnected with this hub station via the satellite, forming a star topology. The hub controls the entire operation of the network for one end user to communicate with another. Each transmission has to first go to the hub station, then that retransmits it via the satellite to the end user's Vsat. So it consists of a hub station, which provide a broadcast facility to all the Vsats in the network, and the Vsats themselves, which access the satellite in some form of multiple access mode. The hub station is operated by the service provider, and it may be shared among a number of users. Time division multiplex is the downlink mode of transmission from a hub to Vsat, and the transmission can be broadcast for a reception by all the Vsats in the network. Or address coding can be used to direct messages to selected Vsats. So Vsat network architecture. Vsat network architecture. Vsat systems can be implemented in three basic architectures. That is, one is one-way implementation, one-way implementation. The second one is split two-way implementation, split two-way implementation, and the third is two-way implementation. Third one is two-way implementation. So these are the three basic architectures: one-way implementation, split two-way implementation, and two-way implementation. So let's discuss one by one. So let's start with the one-way implementation. Let me draw a figure for that. This is what a satellite. We are going for the one-way implementation. One-way implementation. This is antenna, and here this is a number of earth stations. Number of earth stations. Here is also, this is earth stations. This is narrow casting group. What this is? This is narrow casting group. Narrow casting group. This is broadcasting coverage area. What is this? This is broadcasting coverage area. This is master station. Master station, and this is what? A satellite. So this is the mode, this one-way implementation. This is the mode of a satellite used in the broadcast satellite services, that is BSS. And the introduction of digital telephony allows the provider and user much greater flexibility in the operation of a broadcast network. So this figure shows the schematic of a BSS, broadcast satellite service. So a schematic of one-way implementation is what shown by this figure. So the second one is split two-way implementation. Split two-way implementation. Split two-way implementation. So for that, let me draw a figure. Satellite, this is. These are the signals which is transmitted or received back, and these are the individual this is figure A, and here it is figure B. figure B. So this implementation, split two-way implementation, is used when there is no normal return channel. What it means example with KU band broadcast. KU band broadcast satellite service system that carry internet traffic. So the relatively high capacity downlink stream is not complemented by a uplink capability from the user terminal. If the BSS downlink is used as the download channel from an internet service provider, the only option the user has for a return link is via another telecommunication channel. So the relatively high capacity downlink stream is not complemented by a uplink capability from the user terminal. And if the BSS downlink is used as the download channel from an internet service provider, the only option the user has for a return link is via another telecommunication channel, such as standard telephone line. The internet protocol, that is IP, is therefore split between a satellite downlink, that is outbound channel, and a terrestrial telephone, that is inbound channel. Hence the term split IP for this implementation. The advantage of this approach is that the Vsat terminal does not require a transmit capability, which significantly reduces its cost and complexity. The disadvantage is that the telephone line connection must usually be through a modem, with a bit rate generally restricted to a 56 kbs. Means from the figure you can differentiate in between the two one-way implementation and split two-way implementation. So let's discuss the last one, that is what? Two-way implementation. Let me write two-way implementation. Two-way implementation. The service includes a return link so as to establish two-way communication over the same satellite from the hub to the user and from the user back to the hub. So two topologies are implemented, that is star topology and mesh topology. So let's take into consideration the first one is star topology. Star topology. Here all the traffic is routed via the master control system. So let me draw first of all the diagram associated with this Vsat, satellite. This is hub. This is what is star topology. So Vsat wishes to communicate with another Vsat. They have to go via the hub, thus necessitating a double hop link via the satellite. Since all the traffic radiates at one time on another from the hub, this architecture is referred to as star. So disadvantage for this is communication between two Vsats requires a double hop. That means there is a disadvantage. The first one is the communication between the two Vsats requires a double hop, thus increasing the time delay. increasing the time delay. Second is, since the low receive G by T of the Vsats coupled with their limited transmit EIRP is compensated for by using a large hub with a high G by T and EIRP, and the cost of the hub used is very high. So this is star topology. The second one is mesh topology. Here each of the Vsats has the capability to directly communicate with any one of the other Vsats. So let me draw a figure for this. In the same manner. Satellite. Vsat, this is again a Vsat. Vsat. No. So the duties of the hub is either handled by one of the Vsats or the master control station functions are shared among the Vsats. Since the traffic can go to or from any of the Vsats, this architecture is referred to as mesh network. So these two figures illustrate that these two topologies, and if we go for the application of Vsat, that is application for very small aperture terminal Vsat, the first one is computer communication. Computer communication. The second one is reservation system. Reservation system. The third one is database inquiries. Database inquiries. Fourth one is billing system. The fifth one is file transfer. The sixth one is email. Means these are the fields where this very small aperture terminal is used. चाहे वो कंप्यूटर कम्युनिकेशन में हो, बात करें, इनमें से कोई टोपोलॉजी आइदर मैश और स्टार डिपेंड अपॉन द एप्लीकेशन और द नेटवर्किंग और द स्ट्रक्चर विच इज यूज्ड इन दिस नेटवर्क. तो चाहे वो रिजर्वेशन सिस्टम हुआ, चाहे वो डेटाबेस इंक्वायरीज हुआ, चाहे वो बिलिंग सिस्टम हुआ, चाहे फाइल ट्रांसफर हुआ, चाहे ईमेल हुआ, और इट मे बी यूज्ड इन वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग. वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग में यूज हो गया, या स्टॉक कंट्रोल एंड मैनेजमेंट में उसका यूज हुआ. स्टॉक कंट्रोल एंड मैनेजमेंट में हो गया, एंड मैनेजमेंट हो गया, या क्रेडिट कार्ड वेरिफिकेशन में हो गया. या पॉइंट ऑफ सेल ट्रांजेक्शन में हो गया. These are the field where we find out the applications for this Vsat. So hope you understand the applications. Dear students, if we go for the advantage and disadvantage of a Vsat, simply we can find out the advantages and disadvantages for Vsat. If we talk about the advantage, first one is cost insensitive to distance. The advantage is cost insensitive to distance. Insensitive to distance. So second is easy for installation and maintenance. Easy for installation and maintenance. The third advantage for it is flexibility. Highly flexible this Vsat system is. The fourth is upgradable. And along with that, other advantages are large number of Vsat networks can be integrated into the single network to provide cost-effective expansion. Mean time failure, that is MTPF, is greater than 25,000 hours for 3 years. And reliable service, that is 99.9% for data and 99.5% for voice. That is reliable. So let's go for the disadvantages of this Vsat. The first one is high initial cost. High initial cost. That is, hub and basic elements must be placed before the services can be provided. That is what the cost, initialization cost is quite high. Second one is lack of adequate coverage in some parts of the world. In some parts of the world. The third is some service quantity limitations such the high signal delays. Means अगर delay को हम consider करें तो that is quite high for this Vsat. Another disadvantage is for this Vsat are unavailability of direct links between various Vsats. Rain attenuation might affect the performance of Vsat communication under rainy conditions. So these are the basic points about the Vsat, where generally if you go for adopting this in any of the fields what I have discussed with you, you can use this Vsat. So this is all for today's discussion. Hope you got my points, what I have given to you. And along with that, in the last, I always used to say, just take care of yourself, because health is wealth. So thank you so much for today's discussion.